Hey everybody, Steve here, and if you've watched any of the videos on my channel, you know that I'm a big Van Halen fan. So, let's talk Van Halen. I recently reread Noel Monk's book, and I want to talk about, if you've read it, and I don't want to do any spoilers, so if you haven't read it, turn it off right now. But for those who have read it, I want to talk to you about the chapter about 1984. Monk talks about how Dave and Eddie and Alex all ganged up on Michael and basically said, why is this guy getting an equal share? He doesn't write any of the songs. He doesn't contribute to the music. He just plays. And by the way, he's not even a very good bassist. Their words, not mine. Okay? So they're bitching and moaning about how Mikey doesn't contribute and whatnot. So 3 million or whatever the number was sales into the 1984 album and tour. Dave, Eddie, and Alex supposedly ganged up on Mike, and apparently there was a big debacle over dinner, and then everybody kind of went their separate ways. And then the way Monk tells the story is that Eddie, Dave, and Alex all showed up in Monk's office one day, and they basically wanted Mike written out of the royalties for 1984 completely, retroactively. And 1984 had already sold 2-3 million copies. So the book basically says that Mike taking the high road like he always does in all things Van Halen. Never anything bad to say about the brothers Van Halen. Mike went along with it. He signed the contract and basically wrote himself out of all the royalties from supposedly 1984 and anything that followed. I'm not doubting anything. What I am asking is, if Michael Anthony was written out of any royalties from 1984, does anybody else find it strange that without a hitch, when they switched managers, he was right there with the boys for 5150? He was there for OU 812. He was there for Cornell Knowledge. He was there for Balance. All the subsequent stuff. So my question is twofold. Number one, if Monk's book is true and they did really truly write him out after 1984, how come there's nothing anywhere that can be found about them writing him back in to a contract for 5150 and the Sammy albums that followed? Number one. And number two, why in the hell would he even want to go? If they treated him that poorly, why would he even want to go? It just doesn't make sense. So, feel free to leave comments. What are your thoughts on this whole thing? When they got a new manager, was it renegotiated? What happened? Was it retroactive to re-include him in 1984? What's the deal? Who knows the answer? Of course, it's none of my business, but as a diehard fan, I'm very curious. All right, guys, that's it. See ya.